Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for mid-November 2022. We are going to take a look at your five main themes, and you start off with the dolphin spirit, or this dolphin card says financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. So I feel for a lot of you, obviously there could be financial gain coming in for you based off of work that you've already done. And you do have the Ten of Pentacles in your reading, so there definitely could be some improvements in your finances. And again, it's funny that the Ten of Pentacles represents an inheritance as well. So, that would be money from the past. But so some of you could be an inheritance. For others, I feel like it's money that is owed to you. You also have this chair filled. It says someone new is entering into your life. I definitely see new love in this reading for you. Someone who's going to make you very happy. Wouldn't surprise me if it was another either air sign or a fire sign that was coming in for you based off of what's showing up here. That could change, of course, as we clarify, but that's what's standing out to me at this point. You have this horse card. It says a short journey. I feel like it's a good time to maybe, take short journeys, travel if you want to, do fun things. Also, great time to kind of go on mental adventures. You literally have this first quarter moon in Gemini that says, speak your world into being. We're going to cover that in just a minute, but I also feel like it's saying dream your world into being. It's like if there's something you want, going on a mental journey is a great way to manifest it. You also have this moon card. It says changes in your life. I mean, it is impossible to be alive right now and not go through a change, so it doesn't really surprise me. And you also have this fan. It says romance, celebration, party. I want to tell you, I would like socialize if I were you, especially if you want love. I feel there could be a lot of opportunities through socializing. So I would definitely get out there, meet new people, have a good time, all that other good stuff. You start off here in your current general energies with this first quarter moon in Gemini. It says, speak your world into being. You also have this new moon in Gemini. It says, think it through. So I feel, I kind of get this energy of if you can dream it, you can have it type of vibe here. You have this Treasure Island card. I don't really feel like, the Treasure Island card basically means like as above, so below. I don't feel that's what it's talking about in the row that it's in. But what I will say is, again, in the book, it's meant to be like an as above, so below type of energy. So I feel for those of you that are like wanting to manifest something, you could be manifesting things very, very quickly in your life. And as I say to everyone, I mean, we're in this time of great manifestation where we can manifest things very quickly. You have the Page of Wands, the Star, and the Queen of Swords. If this is love coming in for you, I feel like this is something that you're very protective over. You have, in the next row over, I'm using the In-Between Tarot. It's kind of like in between two energies. You have the Ten of Pentacles to the Ace of Pentacles, but it's the in-between energy, if that makes sense. And it's funny because Ten of Pentacles to me is the best love card in the deck. And to me, also, the Ace of Pentacles is like a card of marriage. It can represent the path to marriage. So if you're meeting a new person, I feel you could feel, it's kind of interesting because like I said, I feel protection here. That's not really what this card means, but again, I read intuitively. And so I feel like you feel very protective over a new person that you could be meeting. And you have that chair-filled card, which says a new person is entering into your life. For others, again, a card of adventure. So for all of you Gemini people, I would be kind of imagining things as you want them to go this month for the rest of the month because that's how they'll go. You have the Star as well. The Star's been coming up a lot lately, and I just feel that, number one, if you've been through any upsets or challenges or difficulties, it'd be a great time to just go through a healing. We have Mars retrograde, amazing time to heal anything that basically needs to be healed, so good time for that. Funny enough, also, Star card is about seeing the big picture. There is this ibis right here above my finger, this bird, and it's like the bird of knowledge. And so I feel for a lot of you, that ibis, that bird, it's meant to represent seeing the big picture. But basically what it means is seeing everything you want out of a situation, doesn't matter what it is, and seeing it before it happens. Kind of like the High Priestess as well. High Priestess energy is very similar. She sees the beginning, middle, and end of all situations before they happen, but she sees it as she wants it to go. It's not like an intuitive thing, like she's seeing the future, although she does represent intuition. She also uses her powers of manifestation to see things as she wants them to go. She creates it in her head, and I feel that's going to be very important for you, clearly, at this time. You have the Queen of Swords. What do you know? She sees things very clearly. She is a card of finally seeing what she wants, right? And so I feel you need to pay attention and just kind of like see things how you want them to go. Another card of transformation, and you have that Moon card, which says change on it, or changes in your life, it says. So I definitely feel you could be going through some changes. With the Page of Wands, you have the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, work hard, play hard. I would definitely balance your energies. Again, if you're like working hard, I would make sure that you're playing hard. Make sure you're getting plenty of rest. All that other stuff. Pretty much everyone's had that. With the Star card, you have the Tower. So there you go. I kind of had a feeling that you were healing from something. If the Tower shows up with the Star, not a big deal, because the Tower, the major arcana goes Tower, Star, and we always heal from a Tower moment with the Star card. So if you, I feel kind of for the most part that a lot of you have had a Tower moment. It kind of looks to me like something that there was some form of rejection in your life, and we're going to talk about that in your third row. But you have the Treasure Island card and the Not For You card. I actually feel this is a good thing. I feel like something was taken away from you maybe, or maybe it felt bad, felt like a Tower moment. But I think that something is kind of coming out of nowhere with that Treasure Island card, something much better. With the Queen of Swords, here you go. You have the Judgment card. Literally, Judgment, when I get a reading, to me, getting Tower and the Judgment card together in a reading is the most powerful combination that exists in the tarot. It's like a major revelation, a major wake-up call. So I feel like you are finally seeing clearly why you had to go through a Tower moment in the recent past, or why, it's like I feel this sort of like rejection, and I feel it's all making sense now. Let's put it that way, right? It's like things, literally those are the words that are popping into my head, is that things are finally making sense. Next, what are we doing? The next big change that you're manifesting at this time. You have this flow card, and you also have this purity card. You could be manifesting a very pure offer. Again, a unicorn. Didn't you have this card with me recently? I'm pretty sure that in your last reading you had that unicorn. So it wouldn't really surprise me if you were manifesting like a unicorn, someone who's like super special in your life, or something that is like just a very unique situation is coming in for you. It's crazy. This flow card has basically come up for everyone. There's this flow card. There are other flow cards in some of these other decks that I use. So pretty much every single reading I've done has had either this card or one of the other flow cards as well. I think that it's because of Mars retrograde. Mars is retrograde in your sign. And to me, the rule with Mars retrograde is that you have to pay attention to the things that flow. Literally. That's what I've said to everyone, because it's like Mars retrograde can make us very tired. It can make us not want to work, but that's not 100% true. The truth with Mars retrograde is that, we have to pay attention to the flow. Things that work are just going to work. And if we're trying to force something to happen, it's not going to work. If we think we're going to hard work something into existence, not going to work, right? Does that mean you can't work hard? No. So what it means is that if you think you're going to force something to work that isn't working, it's not going to work. If something is working, then by all means, you can work hard on it, and it will do probably better than you could possibly imagine. But we have to pay attention to the energy, and that's what I'm getting here for you. You have this Ten of Pentacles. Again, this is the in-between tarot. So you have the Ten of Pentacles to the Ace of Pentacles, the Page of Wands to the Knight of Wands, and the Page of Swords to the Knight of Swords. I do feel, for some of you, that there was rejection from a person, and you're actually attracting either an air sign or a fire sign into your life. And I feel that it could lead to marriage. You have again, Ten of Pentacles to the Ace of Pentacles. I love this. Definitely a lot of abundance and success coming in for you here. But also something permanent is what's popping into my head. So if you're getting a new love offer, if you're meeting a new person, I think it's much better than what you've experienced in the past. And it's like something that is going to last a lot longer. So I definitely like that energy for you for sure. And I feel like you're cutting out kind of like inconsistent energy with this Page of Swords to the Knight of Swords. I'm also getting on the Page of Swords to the Knight of Swords that you've learned something. It's like almost like you finally have the details. Sometimes I feel that the Page of Swords is like the detective of the tarot. He really looks into things. He's very super curious, and he looks into just, anything that he's interested in, but it could also be bad things as well. Like he could be interested in his ex or something like that. But at the same time, I kind of feel this is saying that you've been delivered some information that has kind of like set you free. Ten of Pentacles, kind of a card of freedom. And you have the Page of Wands to the Knight of Wands. I really feel this is who's coming in for you. I feel like they are Knight of Wands, but more on the positive side of things. Again, everyone always read like, oh, Knight of Wands, inconsistent. It's like, okay, yeah, but that's not the only thing the Knight of Wands represents, right? And so I read intuitively, and to me, I don't think this is an inconsistent person. I feel like it's an adventurous person. I feel like it's someone who's a builder. They literally could build things for a living, literally. That's definitely popping into my head. But they could also build things like websites or Maybe they build businesses. I think that's a thing that will stand out to you, is that whoever you're attracting into your life, I feel like they kind of put things together, if that makes sense, if this is love. For all of you, I also feel like you could be building something right now with this energy, and whatever it is, I feel is clearly going to be sticking around for a long time. People keep asking me, why does everyone get the same message about, building something permanent? I'm always like, well, Uranus and Taurus, right? I talk about this all the time, that Uranus and Taurus wants us to build our own 10 of Pentacles. I mean, if there was people always ask me as well, what is my spiritual path? I'm like, or what am I supposed to be doing spiritually? I'm like, well, number one, I believe we're here to create our own reality. That's it, period. But I would say if there was one thing you could be doing, number one, well, there's two. Inspire other people, right? Through building something or through putting something out into the world. That's probably the best thing you do, is be an inspiration to break people out of this matrix that we're in. Number two would be to build something, period, but build something that kind of matches with your morals, your ethics, your values. So whatever value you have, we're talking about the things that you value. If you can build that, then, that's all you need to do. With the 10 of Pentacles to the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Cups, definitely a big love offer coming in for those of you that want love. I feel like you'll be very happy with this. I don't know why we're having focusing issues today, but there you go. Definitely could be love. With the Page of Wands to the Knight of Wands, you have the Nine of Pentacles. So again, I feel there's a lot of happiness with this person. I feel they're very independent, but I also feel that you're very independent as well. So it doesn't matter what comes in. This person could have something to do with horses as well. You have 20 horses showing up in your reading, so there's something to do with horses here. But I feel like you're both very independent. There's something about the environment with this person as well. They could care about the environment, they could work with the environment, but there's something about their environment, I feel, and that could be something that stands out to you. I feel like there's something unique about this person, like where they live, their environment, right? Maybe they have an interesting house, or maybe the inside of their house is interesting or something, or I don't know, I feel that could be something that stands out to some of you. I feel like this person's hyper-focused as well. Very, very, I get a very strong focus, meaning especially in work. I feel like whatever they're working on, they're super into it. With the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords, you have the Sun. You have the Sun twice here now, which is amazing. The Sun is definitely a card of happiness, joy, good things coming in for you. So I feel there's a lot of happiness here. I also feel that this is about letting your inner child out. If this is love coming in for you, I kind of feel this person brings out your inner child, right? I feel like you kind of, they make you feel excited. They make you feel like you're a kid again. And that's probably all you need. So love it. If you don't want love, even if you do, actually, for all of you, I feel like there is a lot of happiness. The Sun twice is crazy. The other thing is the Sun and the Star. The Sun and the Star together is fame and fortune. So it doesn't mean you'll become famous, but if you want attention, or if you're hoping for success or something, really good. You have this next, we're looking at the next 6 months in this row. The reason we're looking at the next 6 months is because we're kind of in between these two eclipse seasons. And, so I kind of felt that when I did the eclipse readings, that there was, the changes were going in between the two. And so the next eclipse season is going to be in April. That's about 6 months from now. I can't do math, so I don't even know. But we're just going to say this is from between now and April. You have the Not For You card and the Treasure Island card. I do feel like something was finally taken away from you during the eclipses, and I literally feel like saying that. So you might have, experienced a rejection before the eclipses, but I feel there was kind of it's almost like there was a final nail in the coffin, so to speak. It's, it could have been a rejection in a relationship, but it could have been something else as well. And so I feel this Not For You card took something away, but the Treasure Island card is saying, that something is manifesting for you very quickly. In the book, I'm pretty sure she says that it's something that can come out of nowhere. And I don't normally say that with this card, but I literally feel that some of you could be manifesting something almost out of nowhere, where it just kind of comes out of nowhere. I think if you do the math, if you really add it up, that you've really put in the work. So it's not really coming out of nowhere. I always use the example of some people say that they were that it's impossible to be an overnight millionaire. I'm like, well, actually, all millionaires are overnight millionaires. One day they have less than $1 million, the next day they have more than $1 million. So everyone's an overnight millionaire, right? And I kind of get that feeling for you here, where it's I'm not suggesting you're going to become a millionaire. You could if you want to. I believe in you, right? But it's one day you don't have something, the next day you have something is kind of the feeling I get here. And it's something you really want. And this could be happening over the next 6 months or so. You have the Queen of Cups, the Nine of Swords, and the Seven of Wands. I feel like you're not backing down from something here. This is the after tarot, and you have the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords says you can be the bug or the windshield. And look, he's picking that sword up against this nightmare right here. It kind of reminds me of a podcast that I saw a while ago. I'm not going to be able to find it. Maybe someone knows what I'm talking about, but I was watching a podcast. I'm pretty sure it was Tom Bilyeu's podcast, Impact Theory. And he was talking to a guy who was telling a story about like controlling your brain. And he was telling a story, I think, about his daughter who had a dream about a monster. And she he's like, what did you do? And she's like, I stabbed it with a sword or something like that. And there was something important about that. And of course, I'm trying to tell you what's important about that, and I don't know what I'm talking about, so sorry. But what I would say here is I kind of feel like you're taking control of a nightmare here. You know, the Nine of Swords is having a nightmare, waking up and being stuck in a nightmare. But on this Nine of Swords in the after tarot, it's like he's taking control of his nightmare. He's facing it head on. And he's about to chop that, whatever that thing's head is, off. So I feel for a lot of you, that's what you're doing. I do feel you have the Seven of Wands here. And this Seven of Wands, it kind of reminds me of the Five of Wands, but the Seven of Wands is about defending your position at the top of a hill. I do feel like some of you might be making some decisions where maybe you feel like you should defend yourself. I don't think you should. I don't think you have to justify yourself to anyone, is what I'd say to you, Gemini. But I feel like you could make some decisions that might ruffle some feathers. Does that mean you shouldn't make the decision? Hell no. I think you should make the decision, right? I think you need to make these decisions that maybe kind of upset other people, but you're making these decisions for a bigger picture reason is kind of what I'm feeling here. I kind of feel this could be family that maybe isn't exactly happy with some choices that you're making, but as I always say, it's your life. It's not their life, is it? Because you see something different. I feel like you need to trust your feelings. You have the Queen of Cups here, and this definitely could be love coming in. I feel whoever you're attracting is very kind, caring, and nurturing, but, you know, the Queen of Cups is also about kind of you're valuing something. You know, she's holding that cup, and that cup is kind of like the object of her attention. I always say it looks more like a trophy, and she's really kind of looking at it. So I feel for a lot of you that you're kind of like nurturing something that you care about, you know, if that makes sense. Let's dig into this. Sorry, by the way, they're cleaning my roof today, so if you hear any, I can hear them right now, and so if you hear any weird noises, that's what it is. But let's see what is going on here. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Two of Cups. Could be a soulmate coming in for you. Could be a Pisces as well, because she has this, she has like a fish in this cup, if you can see that there. So I feel that this could be a soulmate that you are attracting into your life with the Two of Cups. Very different. You know, it's kind of interesting that at the beginning of the year, I was saying how all the readings, there was like a major focus on, you know, maybe attracting someone who's very different than your usual type. And I feel that here. You could be attracting someone who's just very different than your usual type. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Devil. You're definitely cutting something toxic out of your life here, for sure. I think this is a lot of things that you're cutting out that are toxic. Like if this could be toxic behaviors. So you're making a lot of changes. This isn't a bad thing. This is a good thing, Gemini. I feel this is going to lead to growth, happiness. Again, it's going to lead to the sun. No matter, you know, if we go this way, sun. So definitely a lot of happiness. You don't want to go this way to the Eight of Swords being stuck. Although we're going to have to see what that Eight of Swords represents. You know, we're going to have to clarify it, see what it is. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Four of Wands. Some of you could be choosing a person your family doesn't agree with in love. I definitely feel that. Some of you could also be moving. You know, I feel, and that could be the disagreement. Maybe you're like moving or traveling to find love. And maybe your family's like, what are you, crazy? This could be like a catfish or something like that. You know, I kind of have all that popping into my head. I would go for it. The heart wants what the heart wants, Gemini. I feel like you know exactly what you want. That's all that matters. At the end here, for messages from your future self, you have this romance, this flowers card. It says romance, sweetness on it. You also have this teeth card. It says control and change. Weren't we talking about control or something like that? I can't remember. But for a lot of you, I'm wondering if your future self is asking you to take control over your over changes that you want to make in your life. And that's what's going on here. I feel like there could be a very sweet connection. Again, kind of gives me that Queen of Cups vibes. And again, it doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to. I feel like it's just like a big, you know, lover person, someone who's just soft, but in a good way. We're not talking about soft in a bad way here, Gemini. You have the Sun, could be a Leo, the Seven of Cups, and the Eight of Swords. This is pretty simple to me. I feel like your future self wants you to focus on the Sun. And you even have the Seven of Cups here. the Seven of Cups, there are like all these things in these cups, but, it's kind of in his imagination. So the Seven of Cups to me says you can manifest anything you want here on Earth, but you have to kind of like focus on one thing and bring it down to Earth, because right now I feel that your future self is saying something that you could easily take control of exists up here, but you just need to bring it down to Earth. And you could be saying, Chris, I'm stuck. Eight of Swords, stuck. But Eight of Swords is self-imposed restriction. So I feel like there are maybe some toxic elements or some bad habits that could prevent you from being stuck, that could actually unstick you. So I kind of feel like you need to get unstuck here, Gemini, and I feel like you're working towards it, so I'm not really too concerned about it. And you have the Sun. So like I said, the Sun is all about happiness, joy, enlightenment, good things coming in for you. I feel like you need to focus on the things that make you happy. But, what I would also say is that, there could be people who are like, in your life here, like right here, that are causing conflict, that are like, how can this make you happy? But again, I really feel like you need to focus on yourself. I feel like you need to focus on your own life, the fact that it's your own life, and that there are things that you want that make you happy. Look, with the Sun, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Love it. Ace of Pentacles is like a big opportunity, but I always say that it's like a big seed. That Ace of Pentacles kind of represents this garden down here. And with the garden, we have to really take care of the garden to make it grow. So I feel for a lot of you that, guess what? The Sun makes seeds grow, makes plants grow, right? And I feel there's like a big opportunity that you need to take care of. It's something much better than you originally had. Again, with that, the previous row with the Not For You and that Treasure Island card. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is about going somewhere you've never been before, which we talked about. There's this new island behind her, and she's never been to this island, but she needs to go there anyway. She's sitting where she has always been. She needs to leave a comfort zone. Pretty much everyone gets these messages. I've been saying it since like 2020. I literally said in a podcast that I was on in 2020 with the Leo King, I said, everything you want is on the other side of something you've never done before. And, I think that's the quote of the ages, right? Because everything we want is on the other side of something we've never done before, plain and simple. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, it's like you're learning how to be bold, assertive. You're learning how to stick up for yourself. I feel like you're learning how to, kind of get things that you want out of life, not that other people want. So pretty simple. Queen of Wands says you're very attractive at this time as well, but I would also be, I would make sure to be bold, to be assertive, to really go for the things you want in life here, Gemini. We're going to pull 3 cards. I'm going to answer one question, Gemini, so 1, 2, 3. If you have a question, great. Feel free to pause the video and think of your question. If you don't, that's fine too. I'm going to put all 3 cards together at the end just as a personalish reading. So I'm going to read the cards. Pause if you need time to think. You have the Page of Swords, Two of Wands, and the Hierophant. Literally, Two of Wands, like leaving a comfort zone. I feel like some of you are asking if someone's watching you. I would say yes. If you're asking about an ex, they're definitely watching you. I don't think anything's going to happen here because someone has to take action. Someone has to leave a comfort zone. So, I don't know, if you're asking about an ex, I would do something. If you want to go back to an ex, great. I mean, whatever, I don't care, right? And if you want to, go for it. If you don't, that's good too, because I'll always say, don't go back to exes. But there you go, you can if you want to. For others, I feel like this is encouraging you to take a risk. The Hierophant is the bridge between the heavens and the earth. He can kind of communicate with the universe. And I feel for a lot of you, there's something clearly here, a big opportunity that you're manifesting, but that Two of Wands says you have to leave a comfort zone to get what you want. Basically sums up the reading. So Gemini, this is a great reading. I like where this is going. So thank you for being here, Gemini. I really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.